Hey y'all, so I just came on here to see if anybody is feeling this energy. This energy is giving the ending to a new beginning. It's giving transitional. I want to tell y'all a story. So, probably about a few weeks now, I have been having some extremely painful back pains. And when I have pains and things now, it's very different how I diagnose and analyze those things as to how I did maybe about like 8 years ago. Maybe about 8 years ago. I've been in this game for almost 10 years when it comes to these herbs, metaphysical, like just all the stuff that I'm into. Okay. So I self-diagnose because I listen to my body. So anyway, been having extremely painful back pain for the last few weeks. So I started looking some stuff up, and it started just like listening, like where is this coming from? Like where is it coming from? The pain is directly behind in my back on the left. Like it's moved, but it's centrally in the back on the left behind my heart. So I knew that it had something to do with letting go. Okay. I've been in a period of transformation for years. Okay. This is an ongoing process. The journey is an ongoing process. So I've already been through multiple metamorphoses and changes and shifts and things like that. But this one was even bigger. So this year has been an interesting year, a very clarifying year. I was given so much insight on so many things about myself, about the world around me, my family, so the pain was a lot of grief because a lot of things changed this year. A lot of things changed this year. A death in the family of a child also brought on thoughts of the death of my mother back in 2020, and just a lot of grief, a lot of grief, a lot of changes, like I said. So I've been in the process the entire year of learning how to let go, learning how to release that energy from my body. And that energy is composed of many different words that are emotions that I can use to describe. It can be doubt, it can be fear, it can be, sometimes it's in the realm of worthiness, anger, a little bit of resentment, not a lot, but like anger. I don't really get angry too much anymore, but I'll say more so like irritation, anxiousness. A lot of that comes with there's been so much change. So when so much change happens, sometimes you're looking down the tunnel of, well, what now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes changes seem very surprising. So you find yourself being like, well, everything seems unknown and seems unpredictable. But one thing that I've kept a part of my mindset this year is I will live a life without worry. I'm not saying that will alleviate any, things in my life that may come up, but working on how I react to all of those things, and which I knew that it was going to be a thing because I had got a channel from a master teacher months ago, and this teacher had a lecture about apocalypse of the heart. The teacher is Bobby Hemmett. He had a lecture about apocalypse of the heart, And I also heard that there was going to be a lot of emotional turmoil this year. So I've kind of just been like, riding the wave. But now in Scorpio season is definitely an emotional time. An emotional time is a lot about grieving, a lot about transition, because even though after the equinox, we're just now like really getting into the shift. You know what I'm saying? More trees are looking naked. Although we have global warming going on, it's still a lot of warm weather things. But that's not stopping the trees from losing their leaves. That's not stopping the crispness of the night time. Now we may be experiencing some warmth during the day, but the night is still dropping to like 30 around here. So you still need your heat on. Anyway, so the pain in my back, I realized that it was from my heart. And I realized that I had some more things to let go pertaining to my mother's death. Some more things to let go pertaining to the baby's death. And then just a couple days ago, maybe I think 2 days ago, I found out another one of a teacher that has helped me along my way passed away. Well, when his wife posted a video about it, he was already cremated and things like this, so I'm not sure exactly what day he died, but that hit me hard. That hit me real hard. So once again, some more grieving. But outside of the people who have left this realm, I'm grieving my old self. On top of, the world is going through a lot of grief. The world is going through a lot of grief, loss, everything. And these events are traumatic. Death is traumatic, you know what I mean? And death in a sense of not only physical death, all kinds of death. Death as in your old self, transitioning from, your 30s to your 40s. That's a death. That's something you have to pay attention to. Your body changing, your moods, things you will and will not accept anymore, jobs, financial changes, moving states, breaking up with people, breaking up with not just, romantic people, but like breaking up with family members, creating space and boundaries between you and other people. Anyway, so I knew that this situation was going on in my heart because my heart been heavy, honey. Heavy. And I'm just like, okay. So I have to help this move. My body was like, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to help. And or if you don't know, if you start to feel something on a physical level, if you actually start to feel it within your physical body, it's already been there. It's been working its way through your field. It's been working its way through your magnetic field, your emotional body, your mental body. Please take heed to this. This physical body is not the only body that you are working with. Please. I say this all the time. I speak about this all the time about subtle energy. Like I said, I am a subtle energy practitioner. I'm a vibrational healer. You are not working with just this physical body, okay? So those things have been sitting in your field, your emotional field, your mental field, your etheric field, the etheric plane that is you and that you live within. So it's already been there. And like I said, like I've experienced a lot of grief this year, but the year that my mom passed away, a lot of things shifted and changed in my life too. So you don't realize sometimes that you're carrying that around. It's the same as when everybody healing and stuff through childhood trauma. You didn't realize you were still carrying around the trauma that you experienced when you were a child. On top of that, get into this, a lot of us are still experiencing the trauma of our birth. That's a traumatic experience that is not normally dealt with and taken care of. Okay, I mean, just think about it. I'm gonna get back to what I was about to say, but just think about it. You are birthed into a family of a mother that has to get back to work in 6 weeks. Okay, so her agenda is not to completely always. I'm not saying this is just the case, but just think about this. Her agenda is not necessarily to nurture you in a way that is conducive to healing you from the process of your birth into this realm. Okay, her agenda is to get you on a sleep schedule. Her agenda is to get you on a feeding schedule. Her agenda is to get you in a way that she can send you to daycare. Okay, so to pack your experience, your first few weeks here in this different realm, this different plane, this planet, is to immediately get you on a schedule, because she has to get herself back together so she can get into the work, get back to work. So just, that's just a thought. So anyway, I've been working with motherwort, the herb motherwort, and that herb I've been working with since the summertime. Building and preparing myself for my new role, preparing myself for this upcoming year of, is it exponential? I don't know if it is, but anyway, a growth spurt within myself, within my body, within my spirituality, like everything. So this year coming up is a 6 year for me, as in a personal year. And then next year for the general public, everybody, we're going to be living in a universal 8 year. And I'm actually going to do about a video about that the same way I did last year, to bring in, the same way I did this year, to talk about this year being a universal 7 year, which means a lot of clarity. And y'all let me know, have y'all been getting have a lot of things been made clear to you in this 2023 year? But anyway, so I've been working with motherwort. I've also connected motherwort to an energy of and she's been talking to me. Motherwort has been talking to me. Motherwort has been doing what she got to do. Now, mind you, before I even had the back pain, I was led to go with motherwort. I'm very into spiritual herbalism. I'm not about this health stuff. That's not my main dealing when it comes to herbs. It's more about the communication and more about the consciousness between me and plants in the plant kingdom, basically. So I started I was told to continue drinking motherwort. Now, mind you, I had made a combo tea, and but that was done. But then I started to just drink motherwort, and motherwort works on your heart. Motherwort is a cardiotonic. She helps you release. She loosens things within your heart. She removes blockages, all of that stuff. So started taking that. Then I had went to a pop-up that I was a part of, and I wound up having to leave early because the pain was just like a little bit too much. Now, I don't do pain pills. I don't do any of that stuff. If I can't make me up something with a tincture, then it ain't happening. So I was like, oh, I have to leave early. But before I left, there was a woman that was next to me, and she was doing massages or whatever. So, and when I'm at events like this, don't get me wrong, I like to support other vendors and things like that, but I'm not spending no money until I make my money back. And that's just point blank the period. So I wanted to get a session from her, but I was like, that's not, I haven't made my money back yet. So I didn't say anything. Like, me and her had talked throughout the event or whatever. And then this how wisdom work, okay? Understand, when I'm saying wisdom, I'm talking about spirit, but wisdom is a vast library of light, a vast library of understanding, knowledge, and abundance, okay? So she wound up asking my wife, did she mind filming her? She wanted to go live on her Instagram. And I was like, oh, I'll be your test person. She was like, oh, perfect. Yay, great. So I wound up getting a massage for free. Okay. So I sat in a little chair, and she was pressing. She knew, basically. She knew where it was, and she worked in that area. She was telling me that I should probably go home and do a Qigong purge and tonify exercise routine or whatever. So she pulled it up on her phone while she was saying, she was like, oh, it's this lady on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. So I typed it in on my phone because she couldn't find the lady's name. So I typed it in on my phone. I just put in Qigong purge and tonify. Yo, the thing that's so crazy is, back when my mom passed away, I created an entire playlist of things that have to do with the heart, because in that space I was working on releasing the emotions that I had accrued during that grieving period. So that video I had already watched that video. So this woman recommending it to me was just my team, wisdom, telling me, okay, this is where we at. So right now we have Hawthorne that works on the heart, and I was led back in the summertime to start with that. And I made that during the Lionsgate Gateway, the portal in August. I think it's 8/8. I made this tea with Motherwort being the forerunner for it, because she's considered to be lion-hearted. Okay, so we have that. Then the prompting to just do Motherwort by itself, okay? So I did that on top of channeling 2 other herbs that have to do with the same thing, chickweed and mugwort. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but I'm very, very passionate about the understanding of the return of the feminine, the understanding of the return of the great mother energy, the true beginning, the true void, the true triple blackness, the true, dark mama. You understand what I'm saying? And I know it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And like I said, months ago, I had a channel from a master teacher about apocalypse of the heart. Now, apocalypse of the heart is sort of the same situation that we are going through right now when it comes to feeling like the apocalypse is happening now. It's the ending of so many cycles that have been going on for eons, okay? We're in the midst of it. We're in the midst of these changes, and they've been going on for years, because as you know, when it comes to eras in time, like, they don't happen like overnight. It's a slow ride. It's a slow walk. It's a baby step walk, because one thing for sure is humanity cannot take drastic. You have to slow walk them. You know what I mean? It's the pandemic and why they didn't shut down the first day. You know what I mean? They got to take you through all of this crap and this shit and all that because they've made us so fragile and scared and feary and all that kind of stuff. So you got to slow walk. You got to slow walk. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Something I just heard, a slow walk to hell. But anyway, so we've been going through this transition. Now, this is the thing. The heart has been locked away, the same as the feminine. The heart has been bamboozled. The heart has been imprisoned. And when I say that, I mean the feminine is the same idea as the feminine. All you have to do is think about the treatment of women here and you'll understand what I'm saying. But this feminine, I'm not speaking about women in general. This is just a description. This is a description of energy. We've been operating from a masculine forward energy, and this is an external situation. So the internal parts of us, the deep internal parts of it, that feminine energy, that mother energy has been here, but just a little bit, because in all actuality, that energy is the creative force within within this plane, but she's been subdued and she's been controlled. And this is a perfect way to think about this. This is Jean from the X-Men and how the professor went into Jean's mind, went into Jean's mind and put up barriers to keep her from being able to access her full potential. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So that is what's happened to us when it comes to our hearts. Okay, that's what's happened to us with, many people possibly having problem with their mothers, with women, just the women. You understand what I'm saying? This is the reason why women have been subjected to menial things, like not wanting them to be presidents, and they can't be owners of this and they can't be owners of that. And I mean, they throw you a little bone every now and again to try to make it like they're like equality is real, but y'all know it's not. Y'all know it's not. And I don't even give a damn, to be completely honest, about what they showing you in the media. Like, it's really changed. It's really not. Whatever governs this place is not giving up on their power. Okay? It's going to have to be snatched away from them. Okay? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. This energy does not work in submission. This energy does not work. This energy don't play fair. This energy fakes fair. Okay? So the thing is that becoming the return of this energy that is the beginning, that is, I can't even say God, goddess, or anything like that, because it's beyond that. It's beyond that. You have to understand that we created God and goddesses. Like, you really think that God said, yes, this is what I'd like to look like, and this and that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about that. So anyway, the hard part is that we've just been stewing in unsavory emotions. Okay. And you can equate this to go on social media. Okay, go on social media. Just randomly go on social media. Be on social media, scrolling, looking, all of that kind of stuff like that. And pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to the feelings that you feel in your body. If you honest with yourself, if you find that you have more doubt about yourself, you have more criticism about other people, you have more hating ass tendencies, you know what I mean? Jealousy, you wondering why somebody made the decision to put that dress on their body and you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, all of those insidious negative thoughts that you think, get into this, you think is okay because no one hears them. That is what I'm talking about. Those things have been running rampant within our hearts, okay, within our minds. More so our minds than our heart, because a lot of the times we don't pay attention to how we truly feel about things. We're running amok with that mind, with that mind. And then women, it's even more so a problem because women have been suppressing themselves in order to be in relationships. And when I say relationships, I mean relationships with everybody, with their mates, with their family, with their children. We have been suppressed because we've already been considered to be crazy, because that intuition be on point. All of our powers that we use for creation and destruction have been suppressed. So we've been out here trying to act like we're all pleasant and all lovey and stuff like that, when that's not really how we feel. We haven't been given the space to truly move in authenticity. Okay, so the apocalypse of the heart is the break every chain, of this this time. This is the death process is a part of destruction, okay? And once again, like, please don't be very sensitive to this death. Like I always say, like, there's many definitions for one word. Just the simple fact that each letter in a word has a definition in itself, okay? I mean, think about the periodic table. They use a letter to convey an entire chemical. So anyway, so the death process is breaking the chain. The death process is destruction. And if you were a wall in a building that was being destructed, and it had feelings, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't feel good to get knocked down. It wouldn't feel good to get bulldozed, even though the plan is to put up something more beautiful, more efficient, more, whatever. If you were building and you felt it, it wouldn't be great. But it has to happen because this is the land that we use, to build the new. So the apocalypse part is to destroy. This is more than just destruction. This is destroy. Destroy the barriers that have been placed between you and your mind. Okay, so there's a sacred marriage. The sacred marriage is between your mind and your heart. Okay, the man has been in control. The mind is considered, well, the brain heart connection. The brain has been running amok and just doing whatever he wanted to do. Sound familiar? The brain has been doing whatever it wants to do. The brain acts, like I said, in external, in light, and not allowing the darkness to fully, get into it. I wish I had, dang, I don't have nothing over here. But think of the yin yang symbol, and how in the yin yang symbol, it has the white, the majority white, and the little bit black, and then the other side has majority black and a little bit white. So when you're only operating from the majority, we've been operating from the majority white. Now, the thing about this is the yin yang symbol is a circle symbol. So you're supposed to be working together. You understand what I'm saying? And not like an entire day is just the majority white and the black, or an entire week or an entire month. You're supposed to be working together at every moment, giving and taking, giving and taking, giving and taking, giving and taking, a unity. But in our, on this plane, we've been subdued, tricked, and locked down to only work in the majority white, majority black. Okay, in every civilization, there's always a shift. There's always a shift. And when I say every civilization, I mean here on this plane. Okay, this plane is about duality. Okay, we really are not separate from anything. We're not separate from one another. We're not separate from this cup. We're not separate from animals. We're not separate from anything. We all work in tandem. We all work together. But we've created this idea of separatism, and as humans, we operate this way because this is the way we were taught in school. Separate subjects, not fusing English and math together, not fusing science and social studies together, not fusing spirituality and science together, because science is a way of explaining spirituality. And I mean all categories of science are talking about you. You as a human and you as not a human. You want to know about spirituality? Study quantum physics. Okay? Study quantum physics. Anyway, so this space that we've operated from for so long on a mass scale. Now understand, not everybody is going to be able to, not everybody's supposed to go. Not everybody's supposed to understand this information. Not that everybody's supposed to understand this. But the ones that do, the ones that resonate with what I'm saying, you one of them. Okay, you one of them. I'm one of them because I'm even talking about it. Okay, so we're moving to a space of the majority black. We're in the transitional space of that. Now, understand that whole that I'm talking about is actually your brain. And if you ever heard of left and right brain, you know, right brain is very creative and and enthusiastic and joy and colorful and all that kind of stuff. And then the left side of the brain is very structured, very, disciplined, very, fatherly. So you have the mother and the father part, male and the female side of the brain. But like I said, we've been operating from a left side of the brain, and using less of your feminine in that space. So that means that you tend to your experience here is very external. You tend to think that this is all there is. You tend to be totally engrossed and heavy about physical life things. You know that there's a spiritual in there, that dark side, that little the black circle on the white part, which I think is that the yang part. The woman is the yin, feminine is the yin, but the yang part, you tend to have that little part of spirituality, and for most people, they've given that to religion, so they've decided that part is already about whatever religious belief that they believe in. So they don't need to be concerned with that. They've already given it a name, whether that been Allah, God, Jesus, Buddha, whatever religious belief you have. So you've given that to that small circle. So you don't investigate it. You don't ask no questions. You've already given your religious beliefs to an outside source. Okay, you don't really connect yourself to it. Most of the time, people only connect themselves to it in a a child sense, like, God is your father, or Allah is the father, and all that. And a lot of it is father, honey. Think about that too. Think about that too. Most religious leaders, or most religious things, are male forward. Like I said, you're living in this male ideology. Okay? Ain't no mama involved. Even when it comes to Christianity, they ain't talk about Mary a lot. It was all about that Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, but they never really connected the Holy Spirit to being the feminine aspect. Nobody speaks about the feminine aspect of the Bible, but I won't get into that. That's none of my business. So the period that we're in is breaking the barriers that have been created in our minds, the barriers that have been created within our hearts to flow into the other parts of ourselves, and really remember that we are multidimensional, we are multifaceted. To remember that this body, although when you look at it, when you feel it, when you understand it, you think of it as one entity, but in all actuality, it is many, 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 many entities. It involves an innumerable amount of civilizations within this. Do you know how many cells come together to make your finger? Do you know how many blood cells? Do you know how many vessels? Do you know how many organisms? Do you know how many just things? Look up anything. Get a book on the human body and just look at all of the little things that are in your body. Look at all of the things that they call hormones, the things that they call DNA, the things that they call dendrites, the things that they call atoms, and you know what I'm saying, like cells, all of those things, like how they come up with these shapes of these things, because there is a whole civilization of organism, bacteria, all of those types of things that create just your liver, that create just your eyes, that create all of these things. So the thing about it is, getting back to understanding that you're more than just a human. And in order to raise in consciousness, raise in vibration, raise in frequency, this is some information that needs to be accepted and absorbed within you. So the apocalypse of the heart is letting go. The apocalypse of the heart is breaking the chains. One thing I know, when I, as a herbalist, as a spiritual being, a lot of my journey includes dealing with physical things that I have to overcome, because it allows me to seek more. It allows me to dig deeper. Not allows me, it gives me a reason to continue to dig deeper. So now I am drinking hawthorn berry, because I was told that the other day, like, oh, okay, we gonna bump this up. We're gonna bump this up. So now I'm drinking motherwort hawthorn berry, and I put a little bit of dandelion leaf tincture inside of that to help with relief, because dandelion is a blood cleanser. So I've been feeling like a rag being, first of all, I feel like a rag that's being wrung out. But the fact that I can feel the flushing of energy being removed that was part of blockages within my heart, I can feel it. I told my wife yesterday that I feel like a rag that gets put down after being wrung out. And you know how it's slowly like releases itself from that tightness from being wrung out. Like I'm just like crying for no reason, going to the bathroom a lot. And if you watch my video on water and how your water and how cleansing and releasing toxins and stagnant energy from your body comes in many forms: sweating, peeing, crying, just releasing emotions from your body. So I'm just like randomly crying and things like that. So like, it's wild. It's wild. The point of the video was, and I did my best to stay on task, but Wisdom was like, pull that phone out. I was like, I still got my bonnet on. Like, what you talking? She was like, put that little bow on. Put that little bow on, put your little pair of earrings on, and get up in front of that camera like I told you to. So, I do what my mama tell me. So, the point is do not fear what's happening. If you are feeling this, flow with it. Just know that everything will be all right. Matter of fact, play that song today. If you made it to the end of this video, because y'all folks on Instagram, y'all folks on Instagram, I'm about done with Instagram, okay? I'm about done with Instagram. But anyway, if you make it to the end of the video, get up today and play that song. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be all right. Get into that. It's just where we at. It's just where we at. And start getting into yourself. I cannot say this enough. And a good way to embrace your aliens. I'm going to say this real quick and I'm going to get out of here. Embrace your aliens. Introduce yourself to your aliens. Is because you know how they say, there's this idea that these aliens are coming from out of the sky and blah, 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 blah. All of that kind of stuff like that. But then there's always a counter of, they've always been here. They've always been here. That's the same thing when it comes to you and your spirituality. You and the other side of you. You and the part, your soul. You and what's animating this body. And what leaves this body when you have a physical death here. It goes on. It goes on. And I don't give a shit what science think they can tell you about that. It goes on. And I'm going to tell you why I know it goes on. This is my personal understanding, and I will give you this. It's because why do you like the things that you like? Why do you feel the way you feel about certain colors? Why do you walk the way you do? Why do you think the way you do? Why do you like that outfit? Why do you like that outfit? Because and why are the people that are your family and the people that you come in contact are those people? And I say that because when you really sit and reflect on your life, everything is specific to you. The person that you drive behind on the road is specific to you because of all the other people that could have been behind them. It was you. Why did you marry the person that you married? Or why, of all the boyfriends and girlfriends that you could have had, why is that for you? And I say that because when you are being grafted in your mother's womb, you're being grafted with programs and information, and I'll even take it as far as DNA. And if you understand that DNA is really just a vast amount of information, and it comes from your family, but outside of, think outside of this humanity thing, it's a vast library of information to create a human. Okay? So that information comes from a source outside of humanity mixed with humanity, because the other part is you can like the same thing as somebody can tell you a story about, dang, you just like your great great grandpa. Or you can find a story while you're researching your family history and find out that you and your great great grandpa were chefs, or I don't know, a business owner or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that are specific to you that are beyond humanity, that are beyond your human self. So that is my understanding. Like, I know that it's beyond here, because when you really think about humans on this earthly plane, we're fairly new here, y'all. If this world has been around for billions and billions of years, and our folks be trying to tell us that humans only been around for a few thousand years, we babies in the game. We might as well be less than a goddamn embryo. We still the follicle on our mama's walls of her uterus, okay? Or fallopian tubes or ovaries or whatever you wanna say. We babies in the game. So for us to think that we're smart, I mean, not for nothing, for us to even think that we're smarter than an elephant is wild. Okay? Okay. So I don't know where I was going with that, but just I'm gonna just stop it here, because I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. So that means it's probably over. It's probably over. But play that song, and just know that we are in the realm of endings, transitioning, metamorphism, transmutation, and you may be feeling it. It's not gonna necessarily feel bubblegum and raindrops. Not raindrops. It's not gonna feel good. It's just not gonna feel good. But remember to hold tight. Because either you're gonna get through it or you're gonna die. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I know, some people are a little sensitive to that, but either you gonna get through it or you gonna die. And I just keep thinking, ain't nowhere else to go but up. Okay? Ain't nowhere else to go but up. And yeah. So y'all have a good day, honey. Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday, with some good food. That's about it. That's all I want. I just want some good food, and I want to go for a ride. I love going for a ride on nice sunny days. I put my feet up in the car and just look at pretty stuff and listen to some music. The window cracks. You know what I'm saying? What's that thing called? The sky. Whatever that damn window is on the hood of the car. Crack that thing a little bit. Anyway, y'all, have a good day. Bye.